This is not good teamwork, that's all I'm going to say. How are people ahead of Charles? I'm just burning up my tyres behind him.
Understood.
You want me to just sit here, salt the whole race?
Can I come back to you?
In China, I went out of the way when you're on a different strategy.
Understood. We swap the cars.
Have a tea break while you're at it. Come on.
Sainz 1.4 behind.
You want to let fast as well?
What happens when the greatest driver of this generation joins the most legendary team in Formula One history, only to find himself stuck in traffic, out of patience, and begging over the radio for someone to press the strategy button? Miami. It wasn't just hot because of the Florida sun. It was burning with tension, frustration, and a Ferrari meltdown that left Lewis Hamilton fuming and fans stunned. If you thought joining Ferrari would be a fairy tale for Lewis, Miami was the plot twist nobody saw coming. And this might just be his most painful wake-up call yet. Expectations were sky high, the Miami setup. From the moment Hamilton's Ferrari deal was announced, the world was buzzing. A driver with 7 world titles, a team with the most wins in F1 history. What could possibly go wrong? Coming into the 2025 Miami Grand Prix, optimism was in the air. Ferrari had just rolled out a stunning limited edition red, white, and blue livery, a celebration of their 70-year legacy in the United States. The fans were everywhere, American flags waving, Tifosi out in full force, and Miami ready for a show. Ferrari was promising a reboot. They had fresh upgrades on the SF24. The aero package was tweaked. There was a new cooling setup, suspension, refinement, and a secret weapon, the latest iteration of their race strategy algorithm, allegedly designed to avoid the very kinds of mistakes they've been mocked for since, well, forever. Hamilton himself entered Miami with a determined mindset. He'd admitted the car wasn't 100% to his liking, but progress had been steady. After all, he wasn't here to take part. He was here to rewrite history. But then came qualifying, and suddenly it was deja vu for every Ferrari fan who's ever thrown a remote at the TV. Disaster in qualifying, slipping into chaos. Despite showing promising pace during Friday practice, Ferrari fumbled in Q2. The tire strategy backfired. Hamilton, who had just set a flying lap and was ready for another, was caught in traffic and told to abort, a classic Ferrari blunder. He qualified P12. Teammate Charles Leclerc, P8. Not spectacular, but at least in the mix. Hamilton was visibly annoyed during post-quali interviews. The smile was there, but his words were ice cold. We should have done better. It's disappointing. We had the pace to be in the top 6. It was a reminder that the strategy issues Ferrari promised they'd fixed were very much still under construction. Race day mayhem, Miami turns into a meltdown. The 2025 Miami GP started under sunny skies, but the heat wasn't just coming from above, it was boiling in the Ferrari garage. Hamilton started on hard tires, hoping to go long and pounce on a late safety car. Leclerc was on mediums, going aggressive early. It seemed like a good plan. For a moment, both Ferraris looked strong. Hamilton moved up 3 places in the opening. Laps. Smooth, clinical overtakes. That signature Hamilton magic was on full display. Then, the race changed. A virtual safety car in lap 22 was triggered by a minor shunt involving Logan Sargent. Perfect timing. Hamilton pitted and switched to fresh mediums. It was a golden opportunity. He came out flying, lapping almost a second faster than Leclerc. He caught up to Charles in a matter of laps. And then, Ferrari did nothing. The infamous radio messages, Hamilton sees red. Here's where things went from frustrating to farcical. Hamilton sat behind Leclerc for lap after lap after lap. His tires were newer, he was faster, the data was clear. But the team kept saying, hold position, we're evaluating pace. Hamilton's response? Pure sarcasm. Yeah, just let me know when I should stop for a cup of tea. Then a pause. Then another zinger. Shall I let Carlos pass too while I'm at it? Yes, he name-dropped his former teammate, now in a Williams, a car that, ironically, was lapping close to the Ferraris thanks to a monster straight-line speed setup. At this point, it wasn't just Hamilton venting, it was a complete breakdown in communication. The pit wall was frozen, unable to decide between diplomacy and logic. By the time they finally gave Hamilton the green light to pass, it was too late. The undercut window had closed, traffic had piled up, and any chance of a podium? Gone. The fallout. Post-race honesty hits hard. After the race, Hamilton didn't mince words. He didn't yell. He didn't slam anyone. He simply said, "We lost time. I had the pace. We have to be better." Leclerc was equally candid. The strategy wasn't clear. We need to avoid this in the future. And then came the press. Sky Sports, Canal Plus, F1 TV. Everyone asked the same question. Is Ferrari holding Lewis back? Even the pundits were shocked. Martin Brundle called it a strategy black hole. Nico Rosberg, never one to hold back, and said, "That's not a top team call, that's a rookie error." The bigger problem, is this just the beginning? Let's zoom out for a second. Ferrari's 2025 season was supposed to be the rebirth. They had upgraded factory simulators, revised team hierarchy, and even brought in new strategy personnel from Mercedes and Red Bull. But Miami showed us one thing. The ghosts of Ferrari past still haunt Maranello. Lewis didn't come to Ferrari to finish 7th. He came for number 8. He came for glory. But what he got in Miami was a chilling reminder. Even the best drivers are powerless if the pit wall is stuck in indecision. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time. Earlier in the season, there were slow pit stops in Bahrain, tire call confusion in Melbourne, and a weather misread in Shanghai that cost Ferrari a podium. Now Miami joins the greatest hits. The way forward, can Ferrari fix it in time? The European leg of the season is coming up. Imola, Barcelona, Silverstone. These are tracks Hamilton knows like the back of his hand. These are circuits where Ferrari's upgrades are supposed to shine. But it all comes down to one thing. Trust. Hamilton needs to trust the team. The team needs to trust their own data. And most importantly, they need to stop being afraid to make tough calls. If Leclerc is slower, let Hamilton through. He was clearly faster than Leclerc, whose tires were fading quicker than Ferrari's 2022 title hopes. But rather than letting their 7-time world champ unleash fury on the leaders, the Ferrari pit wall went into full meditation mode, silent, still, and utterly useless. What followed wasn't just a strategy blunder, it was a comedic tragedy, an episode of When Pit Walls Freeze starring Lewis Hamilton and a boiling pot of radio sarcasm. Meanwhile, Hamilton sat steaming in the cockpit, doing calculus in his head to understand why he was being punished for being quicker. The pit wall's lack of urgency turned what could have been a podium into a polite top 6 finish. When asked post-race, the team principal said, "We need to analyze." Analyze what? How to respond faster than a tortoise doing Sudoku? If Ferrari doesn't fix this soon, Lewis won't need a wake-up call. He'll need a therapist. Outro, the wake-up call, Ferrari can't ignore. In the heart of Miami, where the beaches shine and the glitz never fades, Ferrari was given a reality check in